Magandang araw! Ako po si Adrian Viveral, grade 9 student sa Don Mariano Marcos National High School. Natutulungan po ako ng Radyo Eskwela sa aking pag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng napapadali po nito ang aking pag-aaral at pag-iintindi sa mga aralin. Hindi na rin po ako nahihirapan sa pagsasagot sa mga gawain. Minsan po ay mahirap intindihin ang mga aralin ng mag-isa, ngunit dahil sa Radyo Eskwela, may mga guro na pong nagpapaliwanag dito. Sa tuwing nakikinig po ako sa Radyo Eskwela, pakiramdam ko po ay nasa paaralan ako. Nakikinig sa aking guro at nag-aaral. Sa Radyo Eskwela ko po muling naranasan ang best learning experience. Sa Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela, patuloy ang eduaksyon.
Senior High School On-Air Academy. Unstoppable! Delivering you quality education amidst pandemic.
To defer school opening to October 5.
Unstoppable!
Giving you accessible learning platform anytime, anywhere.
Ang klase, whatever form it is.
Comprehensible!
Buckle up and get yourself ready.
I will repeat, then you will do it later on.
Accurate!
The sphere that includes all living things.
Today, we will be talking about rational functions.
Simplify.
This is Jaws speaking. How may I help you?
This is Ed School Radio's Senior High School On-Air
On-Air
Academy.
And now, here's your new episode for
Pen and Pages. Your guide for the subject
Reading and Writing Skills. Pen and Pages.
Pen and Pages.
Good day, grade 11 learners! Welcome to another episode of our School on the Air in Reading and Writing. You are now tuning in to Senior High School Academy's Pen and Pages.
Hooray!
I am so grateful to be with you on this episode to deliver another lesson that will surely enrich your understanding in reading and writing. This is Ma'am Marilet Paguyo, your friendly radio teacher who will make you wonder. Before we begin, make sure to prepare yourself and the things that you will need. Don't forget to grab your pen and study notebook. Get some glasses of water so you can keep yourself hydrated. Are your things ready?
Yes!
Good! Now, find a comfortable seat and check if you have a clear broadcast signal so we can have a smooth flow of our discussion. Let us see if you read your materials at home. Are you ready?
Hooray!
That's good! So, as we start, let us have a recap of our previous lesson. What did we learn last time? That is right. We had so much fun discussing claim of fact. By the way, what is a claim of fact? Exactly. Claim of fact refers to an argument about a quantifiable topic. It relates to a statement that can be verified. A claim of fact can be true or false, and they talk about what is or what is not. Simply, it focuses on establishing that something is or isn't true. Now, are you ready to take another enjoyable lesson?
Yes!
Great! Today, we will discuss the second type of claim, which is the claim of policy.
Wow!
Do you have any idea what a claim of policy is?
Yes!
Alright, let us see if your ideas are correct. Grab your notebook and a pen and listen to our discussion. Claim of policy, just like a simple policy, depends on rule or law. It is a claim that shows specific and measurable actions that need to be done in order to address the issues or concerns presented in an argument or proposition. Claim of policy is an argument that asserts the implementation of a certain policy depending on an existing policy, rule, or law. This type of claim argues that certain conditions should exist, and it advocates adoption of policies or forces of actions because problems arise which call for solution. It also suggests that specific action should be chosen as solution to a particular problem that can answer should, ought to, or must with a yes or a no. Do you want some examples of statements that show claim of policy?
Yes!
Here are the examples. Statement number 1. People should always wear face masks when going to public establishments. Statement number 2. Hospitals must prioritize patients with severe COVID-19 symptoms. Statement number 3. The President announced that authorities shall continue to strictly implement health and safety protocols and inform the public to avoid mass gathering if possible. Learners, what have you observed in the given examples? Nice! As we can see, these are examples of policies that presents arguments and advocate something that we should or should not do. It argues that something needs to be done. May it be a law or something that calls for an action. The question now here is, in writing an essay, what are the ways to defend your claim of policy? We will answer that after this reminder.
Isabela, SDO.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our Miss Earth Warrior 2020 from the Philippines. Hi everyone. Miss Philippines, for you, what is the biggest problem the Earth is facing today and how can we solve it?
Earth is suffering because of us humans. Climate change and global warming are the biggest problems caused by our bad acts. So I think the best solution is the practice of 4 R's. Let's reduce our carbon emission. Let's reuse for conservation. Let's recycle plastic. And let's rethink of our old ways. We only have one Earth, but the Earth has millions of us. Let's love it more than it loves us. Thank you.
Let's take care of our Mother Earth. A message from DNR, Depot in this station.
And we are back only here at Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela. You are still with me, Ma'am Marlet Paguyo, and still tuning in to DWDY 1107 kHz. Going back to my question earlier, what are the things to defend your claim of policy? First, you need to know these ways, especially in writing an essay. Here is how. If you want to defend your claim, you need to persuade your readers that a problem exists. In this sentence, people should always wear face masks when going to public establishments. What do you think is the problem? Correct. Our biggest problem is that we are facing a monstrous pandemic. Now, let us connect this example on the next way to defend your claim of policy. Make your proposal clear, that is precisely defined, and if necessary, establish that there is a need for change. Going back to the sentence, people should always wear face masks when going to public establishments. Does it present clarity about your point?
Yes!
Is there a need for a change of behavior among the people?
Yes!
If your answers are 2 yeses, then you are on the right track of doing your claim of policy. If changes have been ignored or resisted, there may be good or at least understandable reason why it is being ignored, right?
Yes.
You also have to consider the opposing arguments. Counter-opposing viewpoints are important in order to strengthen your own argument. Counter these objections by showing your reader that your position is more reasonable than the opposing position. It is important to clearly, completely, and respectfully state the opposing view. For example, what would be the idea that would held up against ordering people to always wear face masks? That is right. Some would say mask requirements are not necessary to stop the spread of coronavirus. Number 2, mask requirements give a false sense of security. Third one, mask requirements restrict freedom. Number 4, mask requirements present other health risks. Next one, mask requirements have harmful social consequences. And maybe the last one, mask requirements are unforeseeable. See? There would be lots of counterclaims. Now, how to address these? Again, by knowing the counterclaims or the other side, you would know how to strengthen your points, encouraging your readers to support you more. Got it?
Yes.
Great! Next, since you already knew the opposing arguments, you may want to state them in a brief paragraph in order to answer the counterclaims in the body of your argument. For example, the primary way the coronavirus spreads is from person to person by respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. Face masks, however, can block these droplets. They act as a barrier to keep virus-containing particles from escaping an infected individual and landing on another person, as explained by Ron Waldman, Doctor of Medicine Professor of Global Health at the George Washington University Milken Institute School of Public Health. Another, you need to devote the major part of your essay to providing that your proposal is an answer to the opposing arguments and there are distinct benefits for your readers in adopting your proposal. Don't forget to support your proposal with solid data, but also don't neglect the moral considerations and the common sense reasons, which may be even more persuasive. For example, wearing a face mask is recommended when we are indoors with others and can't reliably maintain the 6-foot social distancing rules, says Amanda Valico, MPH, the Director of Infection Prevention and Epidemiology of Michigan Medicine. In these circumstances, a mask can add an extra layer of protection. Is everything clear, dear learners?
Yes.
That's great! These tips are helpful when you want to prove your claim with supporting details. I hope you were able to jot down those tips because by applying these tips, writing an essay with claim of policy will be easy peasy for you. I believe you already have the guts to do your activity, but let us first check if you understood our lesson. Let's do a recap of our lesson. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, first question. What is a claim of policy? Correct. A claim of policy argues that certain conditions should exist or that something should or should not be done in order to solve a problem. Next, will you enumerate the ways to defend your claim of policy? That is right. One way is to persuade your readers that a problem exists. What else? Okay, you also need to make your proposal clear. What else? Very good. You have to establish that there is a need for a change. Can you enumerate some more? Nice! You also need to consider the opposing arguments. State more. Good! You also have to devote the major part of your essay to providing that your proposal is an answer to the opposing arguments and there are distinct benefits for your readers in adapting your proposal. We still have one more. What is it? Great! Last but not the least is to support your proposal with solid data. But don't neglect the moral considerations and the common sense reasons, which may be even more persuasive. That's awesome, dear learners! I'm glad that you were able to jot those down. I believe you are 100% ready to do the next activity. Grab a piece of paper and write down your answers in each statement. But we will continue our lesson after this reminder.
Isabela, SDO.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our Miss Earth Warrior 2020 from the Philippines.
Hi everyone.
Miss Philippines, for you, what is the biggest problem the Earth is facing today and how can we solve it?
Earth is suffering because of us humans. Climate change and global warming are the biggest problems caused by our bad acts. So I think the best solution is the practice of 4 R's. Let's reduce our carbon emission. Let's reuse for conservation. Let's recycle plastic and let's rethink of our old ways. We only have one Earth, but the Earth has millions of us. Let's love it more than it loves us. Thank you.
Let's take care of our Mother Earth. A message from DNR, Depot in this station.
Once again, we are back here in Senior High School Academy's Pen and Pages, your guide in reading and writing. Let us now test your understanding about the claim of fact and policy. I will be reading the statements twice, and your task is to identify whether each statement is a claim of fact or a claim of policy.
Oh yeah!
Directions. If the statement presents claim of fact, write letter F. If the statement presents claim of policy, write letter P. I repeat, if the statement presents claim of fact, write letter F, and if it's policy, write letter P. Each statement will be read twice so you can comprehend clearly. Are you ready?
Oh yeah!
Here we go. Number 1. The recent earthquake in the Philippines in March 2021 registered 4.7 on the Richter scale. I repeat, the recent earthquake in the Philippines in March 2021 registered 4.7 on the Richter scale. Number 2. The increase of population threatens the environment. Again, the increase of population threatens the environment. Number 3. TikTok should undergo censorship, privacy, and child safety. I repeat, TikTok should undergo censorship, privacy, and child safety. Fourth number. The Filipino language should be developed. I repeat, the Filipino language should be developed. Number 5. Students and teachers need to undergo more educational training. Again, Students and teachers need to undergo more educational training. Number 6. Legislation should be passed to stop the selling of cigarettes. I repeat, legislation should be passed to stop the selling of cigarettes. Number 7. Voluntary prayer should be permitted in public schools. Again, voluntary prayer should be permitted in public schools. Number 8. More people have access to clean water today than in 1970s. Again, more people have access to clean water today than in 1970s. Number 9. The age at which people can get a driver's license must be raised to 18. I repeat, the age at which people can get a driver's license must be raised to 18. And number 10. Coral bleaching is caused by high sea temperature. Again, coral bleaching is caused by high sea temperature. I hope you listened attentively because we are going to check your answers. Number 1. The recent earthquake in the Philippines in March 2021 registered 4.7 on the Richter scale. This statement is a claim of correct fact. So the answer is letter F. This is because this was recorded in the Philippine history and we can't get away with the fact that it's being presented. Number 2. The increase of population threatens the environment. This statement is again a claim of fact. So the answer is letter F. Let's proceed to number 3. TikTok should undergo censorship, privacy, and child safety. This statement presents a claim of policy. The answer is letter P. That is because the sentence uses a clue should and it presents a problem that needs to be addressed. Number 4. The Filipino language needs to be developed. It is a statement that presents claim of policy. So, the answer is letter P. There is really a need to do something about the problem or issue. Number 5. Students and teachers need to undergo more educational training. This also presents claim of policy. So the answer is letter P. Number 6. Legislation should be passed to stop the selling of cigarettes. Correct. It presents claim of policy. The answer is letter P. Number 7. Voluntary prayer should be permitted in public schools. This one also presents claim of policy, hence the answer is letter P. Number 8. More people have access to clean water today than in 1970s. Now, this statement presents claim of fact, so the answer is letter F. Number 9. The age at which people can get a driver's license must be raised to 18. This statement presents claim of policy, so the answer is letter P. A clue word for this sentence is must. And lastly, number 10. Coral bleaching is caused by high sea temperature. The last statement is a claim of correct policy. So the answer is letter P. How many correct answers did you get? Did you get a perfect score?
Oh yeah!
Wow, great job, learners! Having a perfect score is a manifestation that you really listened carefully to your radio teacher. Thumbs up for that! So, for those who did not get a perfect score, don't you worry, you can always do better next time. Okay? That concludes our today's episode about claim of policy. I hope you learned something useful today that would help you write a stronger essay with effective claims. For our next episode, we will learn about the last type of claim, which is the claim of value.
Wow!
Your teachers on air are dedicated to help you become better readers and better writers. For now, I have to bid farewell to you, my dear learners. On behalf of our script writer, Ma'am Catherine Joy J. Apostol and the SDO Isabela RBI production team, I am your radio teacher, Ma'am Marilet Paguyo, thanking you for listening attentively and diligently. Keep safe and God bless, learners! Bye!
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.